What's up, everyone? Welcome to YouTube. Today, we're going to be talking about two League Cups that did not necessarily go the way that I wanted them to. I came back from Hawaii on Friday, so I landed like Friday at like 8 a.m., came home, did a full day of work, slept really, really well, and then I woke up on Saturday, hit the gym, had a good time at the gym, and then I realized the cup doesn't start till 3. I can go to a League Cup if I want, but I didn't have enough time to like build a new deck. So I had to look at the decks that I had built for Worlds, and as other people had Drago built, I had Raging Bolt built, I had Blocklax built, Maridon built, and Lugia. That's the deck I played at Worlds. So I had all those decks built, and so I was like, okay, what do I want to play for my League Cup that maybe my people are going to be playing aggro decks, people are going to be playing Maridon, Iron Thorn, stuff like that. What should I play? And so I just locked in Blocklax, which probably wasn't the best decision. I think I probably should have played something like Bolt, but I locked in Blocklax to play at my League Cup. And the list is very similar to what's here. Compared to this list, I had the no LAKEY, I had 2 Artisan, I had one less Boss's Orders, and I played a 0-6 Machinations just to speed up the game, especially in Best of 1 if I'm not going to play Chi-Yu, because in Best of 1 it's much more likely that people can take you to a tie in Best of 1 specifically. So I wanted to just make sure I could speed up the game and end the game if people decide to play decks that, go crazy. So I show up to the Cup. I'm not scouting, whatever. I just turned on my list, and if I had scouted a little bit, I probably would have realized that everyone in the room was playing like some sort of answer. Like the Zards were playing Petrarant, the Ancient Boxes were playing Petrarant. There was Moon as well. There was like there was a couple of gouging fire decks with Petrarant and Moon, and I was like, what is happening? So I kind of just signed my own death warrant, and I went into round one. Hit a Roaring Moon deck playing Petrarant, and we actually came down to the suit like the wire because my opponent didn't bench the Baby Moon super early, and they kind of made a mistake. So I like aggressively used like 3 different accompanying flutes to try to hit a thing and fill up their last bench spot because their board was Big Moon, Squawkabilly, like Luminian, maybe not Luminian, Petrarant, Big Moon, Petrarant, Squawkabilly, and like something else, and they had left an open spot for the Baby Moon, but I was just trying to hit like something. I was like, maybe like just give me anything, give me a Fluttermane, give me some Pokemon, and they had Pokemon left. I just didn't find them, which is super unfortunate. And at the very end, I had an MF Sisters to hit their last Dark Patch in their like 7 card deck, and if I hit the Dark Patch, and if I hit the Dark Patch or the Palpad, I think they can't recycle enough resources to win the game just because they made a couple of mistakes. And so I ended up losing that barely by the hair. I think that game shouldn't have even been close. I think you just go Nest Ball for Baby Moon, Nest Ball for Petrant, Nest Ball for Big Moon, game ends. Like you just Ultra Ball all your big guys and just keep swinging with Baby Moon over and over and over again. And the game is just unwinnable from my perspective because my best play is to go Mimikyu Mist, Hero's Cape, and if you can get to 170, the game is just effectively over. So I lose the first round. In the second round, I go into Ancient Box, and Ancient Box is also, I think, equally worse. And my opponent also plays pretty poorly to put themselves in a position where they knock out themselves their first Baby Moon, and their second Baby Moon is about to be knocked out, but they find their tool fortuitously enough to attach to the Baby Moon, so the poison is gone. And at that point in the game, it's pretty much over. And I airy, and I hit pretty much like all the recovery, and all they have left is Palpad. And so if they don't top deck Palpad that turn, there's a chance that I can MF, put them to a pretty low deck size, and I can win in maybe 2 turns, which is all I needed. But they top deck Palpad, are able to put it back, and they're able to Iono me, I think, in the same... No, maybe Judge? I don't know. It was a way to reset their deck in some capacity, and that basically put me in a position where I was, like, actually exactly two turns short of decking them, which is pretty shocking because we shouldn't even get to that position in the game. Again, so I'm 0-2 now, and I just decided to drop and go home because the Blocklax parade is over. I'm not going to play from 0-2. It's a 6-round League Cup. 4 more rounds to potentially make top 8, especially with an 0-2 start, is not the most ideal. So I decided to just pack it up and we'll go next. And so, yeah, Blocklax gets put away. And so I'm like, okay, the Cup next door is the exact same format. It's literally like less than a block from where the other Cup was the next day. So I was like, you know what? Today we're going to play something fun. We're going to play Palafin EX. So if you guys are here for the Palafin EX deck list, here it is, the Palafin EX deck list. The blank splat is a Morpeko, and the only change I think I made from this list that I posted here is I cut an Iono for an Arven, just because I think Ionos was a little bit slow. So one copy of Arven is so I can go get Luminian for Arven Sealstone, or I can go Luminian for Arven for Maximum Belt or something like that. Maximum Belt Switch, something of that capacity. So the idea of how this works is Palafin EX is 340 HP, and it's a water type Pokemon that does 250 damage for 1 energy, but the ability can only be procced by the baby Palafin that says 0 to hero. And so basically what you have to do is have that Palafin in the active, move it to the bench, and when it moves to the bench that turn, it procs and gets it from the deck, so you switch it out. And so you play Morpeko and Petrant, so you can go ahead and use Subjugating Chains to move Morpeko to the active. You switch the Palafin from the baby Palafin to the Palafin EX, and then you go into use Morpeko's Hungry Hungry Hurry to retreat back into the Palafin EX, and you can basically one-shot everything in the format because 250 plus 30 with Choice Belt one-shots any of the V Pokemon that exist in the format. 250 plus 50 plus with Max Belt pretty much one-shots all the big guys, except for Zard, which then you have the Kieran. So if you don't have to kill a Zard on your first KO, at the very least, you have the Kieran to come in. So on the first KO, you could probably use the other baby Palafin that does 130 damage for the thing. Yeah. So there's a 1/1 barrel to basically just have a more draw power consistency. The Pheasantipity is pretty much the clincher where you just draw a bunch of cards infinitely effectively. And then you have the Luminian Sealstone package. There's a Turo, 2 boss. I think I do regret playing the Countercatcher. I thought Countercatcher would be pretty good because you can get it with the Irida or Arven. But I think a bundle would have been better because you can also get that with the Irida. And you can get what you need from that. 1 copy of Town Store. There's a Super Odd, 3 Ultra Ball, 4 Nest, 4 Buddy Buddy Puffin. Pretty consistent deck overall, and it was just an idea. I wanted to try it out. Like, it's a League Cup, might as well have a little bit of fun with it. So round 1, I go up against Gardy, which is my worst matchup probably in the room, and I open Luminian on top of that, and I have a pretty good start. I get the turn 2 KO on his Mimikyu with the baby Palafin, but then I get met with a Countercatcher KO on my Luminian, which is super unfortunate because Luminian unfortunately just had to be on the board, which is the only 2 prizes they could have taken that turn. So it was a little bit unfortunate that happened, and then I was able to return with a Max Belt KO on the active, and they went Screamtail, KO my Palafin, the baby Palafin that I had on the board, and then I went knock out their active. They went Drifloon, Charm, KO my Palafin, go to 1 prize card. I have 2. I have no way to one-shot the Gardevoir. They use Monkey Dory damage to move damage, obviously, here. And this is where the matchup gets hard if I don't play Vacuum. If I played Vacuum, maybe I could go Iono or Irida for Vacuum and get rid of it. But the problem is, even if I do that, then the Gardevoir comes into the active, and I've already used my Max Belt. So, like, how do I get around the Gardevoir at this point in time? Which, again, where I think Bundle would have been really good, because if I can go Vacuum and take out the active, then I can go Bundle in the same turn and go Bundle Vacuum, take the 2 prize cards that the 2 prize cards that I need to close out the game. Yeah. So I basically just boss up the Gardevoir because I think that's my best play. Don't give him a bench spot. Smack it for 250, which means that even if he retreats into the Drifloon that has enough damage counters on it, he actually would have gotten there because he has 10 damage counters on it. So if he just moved 30 off the Drifloon, attached 2 more energy that he would have attached to retreat, it would have put him at exactly 110 with the Monkey Dory damage. He would have gotten there. But I'm just hoping my opponent doesn't see the play. And he just has second Turo in hand, so he Turos up the Drifloon, puts Artisans for Screamtail. Screamtail is just Morpeko on my bench and ends the game. So a little bit unfortunate there that I hit Gardevoir in my first round. Probably my worst matchup by far. And so I pack it up there. And then round 2, I hit a Drago, and the matchup is pretty easy. I get to go first. I basically pass because I don't want to take a knockout on Hawlucha early. He comes up with the Drago. He bosses up a guy on my bench, takes a knockout. I go into the Palafin, get the Subjugating Chains, Choice Belt with the Town Store. I go Luminian for Arven, Arven for Choice Belt, get to the 280 number, 280 one-shot. And so I get the first 2 prizes. His only Drago goes down. He puts another Drago V into play. My hand is pretty big, so I'm able to go do the Subjugating Chains combination again with the Morpeko, so I can reset my attack with Palafin. And I have the boss in hand, so I get to boss up the Drago again, take 2 more prize cards, and from that point onwards, the game is over. So I get to take Drago out, which I think is one of my better matchups for sure, but I think going second, it can still be a little bit dicey because my opponent can get an early Dragapult attack off, and the early Dragapult damage can be a little bit dicey because then my Palafin goes from 340 to potentially 280, which then means that a Tina V-Star knockout can take it out. But that's only the first Palafin. If I can get to multiple Palafins, the game gets super fine, I think. But the Morpeko also being 70 HP is a little bit annoying because Hawlucha plus KO Morpeko can be pretty annoying. Or like Hawlucha plus KO Finizen and whatever is in my active can also be pretty annoying on turn 2 if Drago gets to go first. And also if Drago gets to go first, it just means I can't put Bidoof into play, which is also pretty unfortunate. So maybe this deck isn't that great. I was just playing it for funsies. Round 3, I go up into Miraidon. Miraidon is playing... Miraidon's actually a pretty bad matchup, I think, or it's close maybe. But I'm playing against Jake, Nagy, cool guy. Really fun talking to him every single time we play. He has a pretty rough turn 1. prizes Squawk and I think Sealstone, and my town store is just perma. But my opening hand is pretty bad. So I open Petrant, I have to bench Luminian to get Irida, to then Sealstone with town store to get a Buddy Puffin to play the game. Despite having all these search cards to do anything, my opening hand is like Water, Countercatcher, Luminian, town store, like Choice Belt or something. And I'm just like, this is so bad. Like my opening hand is so bad. So I can go ahead and get Irida. So turn 2 I can get the Irida. He throws up something in the active. It gets stuck. And then I go ahead and I have to knock out the Halucha, or not the Halucha, or bundle or something. And once the bundle goes down, then he just gets to get the first 2/2/2/2. So he goes Boss with Miraidon on Petrant. I get another Petrant into play. I go Palafin, take out his Dawn. He hits the generator for 1, which is fortunate for me, but still, he gets a Raikou powered up. Raikou takes out Palafin. Another Palafin comes up, take out his active. I go to 1, he's at 2. And then I Ionoed him to 3 and give him Blood Moon Prime Catcher, which pretty much seals the deal. And he had Sealstone still at the end of the game. My town store was perma in play. So it just kind of made it pretty impossible to play. So 1-2 drop, and I just decided I'm done. I'm going home. But it was fun playing Palafin. Mostly I just wanted to play these cups because I wanted to get some bad decks out of my system before Baltimore. I just wanted to keep playing Pokemon. So it is what it is, and I would have played these funny decks at any locals anyway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my funny decks. And once I get my 4 cups, which I don't know if it'll be anytime soon because I suck at League Cups, you guys can ask in the comments, in like whatever. You guys can pick what decks I play next. I'll probably try to go to some challenges and play some funny decks as well, just to get them out of my system. I'm just enjoying playing Pokemon quite a bit right now, even though I'm not doing the greatest. But hopefully we'll bounce back and recover. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.